Hello students, today's point of discussion is methods to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Remember, there are number of ways to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Let's discuss very famous methods to distinguish these alcohols. So very first method to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols is a dichromate test, that is oxidation test. When we oxidize primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol, ultimate distinction comes. And remember, the order of reactivity of alcohol for oxidation is 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. It means that primary alcohols can be oxidized readily, and it is quite difficult to oxidize secondary when compared with primary, and tertiary alcohols are highly difficult to get oxidized. Now let's see the response, I mean how to distinguish. So first of all, primary alcohol. So when we oxidize primary alcohol by using acidified sodium dichromate, instead of acidified sodium dichromate one can use potassium dichromate also. So primary alcohols can be represented as, remember it is 1 degree alcohol. So when this primary alcohol is oxidized by Na2Cr2O7 in dilute H2SO4, that is acidified sodium dichromate, so it provides nascent oxygen by undergoing self reduction. Then that oxygen added to the site, thereby departure of water takes place, that lead to the formation of aldehyde in very first step. So aldehyde is the first oxidative product, which in turn get oxidized again by the same, that is Na2Cr2O7 in dilute H2SO4, and due to which we may receive the carboxylic acid. So this is the carboxylic acid, which is the second oxidative product. Now what is the indication right here? First very big thing is the number of carbon atoms present in primary alcohol, aldehyde and carboxylic acid remain same. And secondly, visible change to us is the color. So remember, color get changed from orange to green. So that is the very important thing to be noted. So color changes from orange to green. So this is the clear visible change. Now let's see the response of secondary alcohols. So when secondary alcohols are oxidized by the same, secondary alcohols can be represented as R2CHOH. So when this secondary alcohol is oxidized by Na2Cr2O7 in dilute H2SO4, that is the acidified sodium dichromate. Remember, instead of using acidified sodium dichromate, one can use acidified potassium dichromate also. So what happens? This undergoes self reduction providing nascent oxygen, which in turn attacks on the side, thereby departure of water takes place, and that lead to the formation of first oxidative product, that is ketone. Now right here the visible change is also the same, that is orange color of the solution changes to green. But this ketone is quite difficult to get oxidized by this oxidizing agent. Now third very important thing is the oxidation of tertiary alcohols. Earlier we explained that tertiary alcohols resist oxidation. So tertiary alcohols can be represented as R3COH. So when we subject this for oxidation using Na2Cr2O7 in dilute H2SO4, that is acidified sodium dichromate, so this oxidizing agent is not capable of oxidizing this, so no reaction can be seen, number one. Secondly, orange color remains the same. So orange color remains same, so no change in color can be seen. So this is the one of the important methods to distinguish alcohols, what we called a dichromate test. Now second and very important test to get to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol is the Victor-Meyer's test. Remember, this is very important test, Victor-Meyer test. So in this test, what happens? The visible thing we do get noticed is the color. Now let's see the response. So first of all, what happens with the primary alcohols? Now remember, primary alcohols can be represented as RCH2OH. So when we treat this primary alcohol with the mixture of red phosphorus and iodine, then we may receive the alkyl iodide, I mean alcohol get converted into alkyl iodide. Now when these alkyl iodides are treated with silver nitrite, that is AgNO2, then we get the nitro compound, and we are using 1 degree alcohol, that is primary alcohol. That's why this nitro compound is also primary nitro compound. So primary nitro compound, when treated with nitrous acid, that is HNO2, then we get a product which can be given as, so this is the product so obtained, what we called the nitrolic acid. So this nitrolic acid is the main event. So this nitrolic acid, when dissolved in NaOH, so due to presence of acidic hydrogen, a salt get formed, and that salt of it can be given as, and remember this salt is reddish in color. So red colored salt is obtained when the nitrolic acid is dissolved in NaOH, that is for sure for primary alcohol. Now let's see what happens when secondary alcohol is subjected for the same change. Now secondary alcohols are represented as R2CHOH. So when we treat this with red phosphorus and iodine, then OH group get replaced by iodine, leading to the formation of secondary alkyl iodide. Now this secondary alkyl iodide is to be treated with silver nitrite. So by doing this, we get the secondary nitro compound. Now this secondary nitro compound, when we treat with nitrous acid, that is HNO2, then the resulting product so obtained will be like this. This is known as pseudo-nitrol. This is pseudo-nitrol, which happens to be blue in color. So this is blue. Now pseudo-nitrol, when dissolved in NaOH, so it is found to be insoluble. Why pseudo-nitrol is insoluble? Why? Because it lacks acidic hydrogen. It do not have acidic hydrogen. So remember, solution remains blue. So this is the difference. Primary amine changes to red when dissolved in NaOH. Secondary primary alcohol remains blue, I mean due to lack of acidic hydrogen in the pseudo-nitrol, it is insoluble in NaOH. That is another thing to be noted, and solution remains blue. Then what about the tertiary alcohol? Now let's see the response of tertiary alcohols. For that, what we need to do, R3COH is the general representation of tertiary alcohol. When treated with mixture of red phosphorus and iodine, we get tertiary alkyl iodide, and when tertiary alkyl iodide is reacted with silver nitrite, then the tertiary nitro compound is obtained. And remember, this tertiary nitro compound, when treated with HNO2, it failed to react with it, so no reaction takes place, thus solution remains colorless. So this is the very important distinguishing point. What? The primary alcohol on series of operation get converted into red colored assembly. So I mean red coloration can be seen. As far as secondary alcohols are concerned, blue color can be observed and tertiary alcohols. In case of tertiary alcohol, solution remain colorless. Thus, this test is also called as red, blue, white test. I mean red, blue, white, RBW test. So this is very famous and popular test under the name Victor-Meyer test. Now third very important test to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol is the Lucas test. Now let's see what Lucas test is. Remember, Lucas reagent is mixture of concentrated HCl and dry anhydrous ZnCl2. When we treat alcohols with Lucas reagent, alkyl chlorides are obtained, and formation of alkyl chloride can be perceived by the naked eye. Why? Because PPT get deposited and solution become turbid. Now let's see the response of primary alcohol first of all. So when primary alcohols, which can be represented as RCH2OH, when treated with mixture of HCl and dry anhydrous ZnCl2, what we call Lucas reagent, then primary alkyl chloride is obtained with the departure of water, and formation of alkyl chloride can be observed due to turbidity appeared in the solution due to deposition of the precipitate, and this happen too on heating, and time taken is approximately half an hour. Now what is the response of secondary alcohol? Remember, when secondary alcohols, which can be represented as RCHOHR with what Lucas reagent, that is mixture of HCl and dry anhydrous ZnCl2, then the secondary alkyl chlorides are obtained, and that can be seen by the turbidity appeared in the solution due to deposition of the precipitate of this product. And remember, the time taken for this change is merely 5 minutes. And as far as tertiary alcohols are concerned, tertiary alcohols are reactive for such type of reactions, which can be given as, this is the representation of tertiary alcohol. When treated with Lucas reagent, then tertiary alkyl chlorides are obtained with the departure of water, and turbidity, which can be seen due to the precipitation of the product immediately. So immediate turbidity can be obtained. So time duration for the reaction is the key factor to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol in Lucas test. Thank you very much.